China. This is Cheng Nan with China's Xinhua News Agency. I'm now live broadcasting to you in the ancient city of Yongtai, Baiyin County, Jingtai County, Baiyin City of Gansu, of northwest China's Gansu province. Following our cameras, we can see there is an ancient city. Following our cameras, we can see this city look like a turtle, because 400 years ago, this city and Great Wall played a very important role on counter Tatars. As we all know, Thermopylae is famous for its 300 Spartans 400 years ago. The Great Wall and this ancient city are northwest China's Thermopylae. Following a camera, you can see I'm standing on a pond. Why there's a pond? Because in ancient China, people do believe in feng shui. In feng shui, a turtle needs water to survive. And following cameras, after we walked out of this pond, we can see the whole Yongtai ancient city. Because when we use drones to watch over the whole city, we can see this city is very like a turtle. Following our cameras, we can see more. Today, I will take you guys to discover the secrets of the ancient city and China's Great Wall. Let's go. After we walked out of this pond, following a camera, we can see this is the city gate. This city was fortified with the high walls and the deep moat. The wall is about 12 meters high, and following a camera, you can see this moat is about 45 meters depth. This is the city's gate. When we watch this city gate, it's not hard to imagine that about 400 years ago, the military force of Ming Dynasty, they just lived in this ancient city. And in the year of 2006, this city was named as National Relics. Following our cameras, we can see the city bricks and the mud. In the year of 2006, this city has been named as the National Heritage Relics. And following cameras, we just walked into the Turtle City. And right here, about 400 years ago, when the troops or the military forces, they rushed into the city, if they rushed into the city here, that doesn't mean you won, because all the soldiers from the city walls, they will wipe out all the attackers here. And this is the city gates effect. After 400 years, by watching these city walls, we can also feel that the wall is so cold. Men rise and fall like the winter wheat, but this kind of city will never die. Following cameras, we will see more. Let's go. Following cameras, you guys may watch this kind of bricks. All the bricks, they has a history of 400 years. The city wall is about 12 meters high. When we walk into this ancient city, we can see this city wall has been fixed by the local people. The deep color of this city wall has been fixed already. When we walked into this ancient city, when we walked into this turtle city, we can see everything changed. Because for 100 years, all the ancient buildings has vanished. And nowadays, there are less than 100 people who lived in this village. And their ancestors are the military force of the Ming Dynasty. Following cameras, you can see the houses of this village. Most of the buildings were made of the earth, made of the mud. Hello and welcome to Amazing China. This is Cheng Nan with China's Xinhua News Agency. And we're now live broadcasting to you in the ancient city of Yongtai. This city has another famous name, Turtle City, because when we use drones to watch this city from the sky, we can see the city's shape is like a turtle. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Cheng Nan with China's Xinhua News Agency. After walking into the Turtle City, following cameras, we can see these kind of different buildings here. Why there are so many weird horses? Why? Because nowadays the Turtle City has become a very spot for the TV casts and the movie casts. Some TV casts or the movie casts, they made this kind of horses in Turtle City, and then they can make their own product, some TV plays and some movies. Okay, following a camera, so you can see there is a church. There is a church not because the locals, they believe in Jesus Christ, because this church was made by the movie cast several years ago. So after shooting that movie, they left the Turtle City, and this kind of church and houses were left for locals. In summertime, some couples they'd love to come to the Turtle City, take pictures, just behind the church and the different spots. So it's a strange thing, and we can see a fake church and the true city wall. The fake church has a history of less than 10 years, but all these city wall, they has a history of about 400 years. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Chengnan with China's Xinhua News Agency. During our secret trip of the Yongtai ancient city, and we found there is a primary school. This school named Yongtai Primary School, and this school has a history of about 100 years. In 1910s, the local people had built this primary school. Follow cameras, you can see the main gate of this primary school. We can see the different flowers and the bricks. Following our cameras, you can see all the classroom of this primary school. And nowadays, the young and most of the young adults, they have left this village. They moved into towns, and this 100-year history school is empty now. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Chengnan with China's Xinhua News Agency. Following our cameras, we can see this primary school is very beautiful. And in the year of 1910s, this primary school for locals is very important. And according to local people, this tree had been planted about 100 years ago. And we found this bell ring. It's not hard to imagine that 100 years ago, when all the students, they hear this bell rings, they know their class has begun. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Chengnan with China's Xinhua News Agency. During our secret trip in the Turtle City and Yongtai Primary School, we met Mr. Shi. He is the local writer and history expert. After a while, Mr. Shi will show us the secrets and the history of this ancient city. 那走，是不是我们进去看一下？那石主任，您给我们就介绍一下整个城的这个情况吧。
我们现在看到的这就是永泰归城的这复原图。永泰归城它是明长城的一个防御体系的重要组成部分。它筑成于明万历36年。这个城当时是城周是1700米，城高是12米。这个城内当时筑成以后，当时就是兰州参将入驻这个永泰古城。
Mr. Shi just tell me that about 400 years ago, during the Ming Dynasty, the military force made this military fortress. And following our cameras, you can see this is a model of the Yongtai ancient city. It looks like a turtle. When we walked around this ancient city, it's about 1,700 meters, and all the city walls is about 12 meters high. 那像咱们就是当时这个您说是它是有和长城还有关系吗？
它是明长城这个军事防御体系的重要组成部分。我们的城北啊，城北可以看到烽火台，烽火台它是从云台归城的这北面一直通向这个洪水，就是当时的这个洪水高缆线洪水分线，距离洪水线是170里路，然后到洪水的话就和明长城交接到一起了。
Mr. Shi also tells me that the Turtle City is a very important part of the China's Great Wall defense system. Following our cameras, you can see the different shapes of the beacon towers. These kind of towers are built from Beijing to this ancient city, one after another. 400 years ago, the Ming people made this kind of great wall and ancient city to fight against the Tatars. 那像现在我们就是说城里还保存了哪些古迹呢？
现在我们城里，我们福源堂可以看到啊，当时的大街就是从城门进来以后，就这个是主街啊，主街上有无烟井，无烟井是依次在排列。这个无烟井它是当时都是这个军事建筑的附属物啊，它是用来这个当时蓄水，供城里的这个军马饮水。它城外还有那个一个水池啊，在当时叫运济海，那个当时它这个里面住的就是说骑兵比较多，它的战马主要在那个地方营运。
Mrs. should just tell me, in this ancient city, there are 5 wells. 400 years ago, the military forces, they lived by these 5 important wells. And just now, I am standing on that pond. It is also important for all the house in this ancient city. And nowadays, the whole ancient city just left the ancient city walls and the moat and some beacon towers. The other ancient buildings has been vanished.
行政政务不写了吧？不写了吧？就是写成那个，荣是广东一个就是景泰作协的理事，北京市作。
Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Cheng Nan with China's Xinhua News Agency. Now, Ms. Gao, she is the Deputy Director of the Cultural Relics Bureau of Jingtai County, will give us a brief introduction of the protection of this ancient city. 那个葛局长，咱们边走边聊，您给我们介绍一下这个咱们永泰古城保护的现状吧。
好的。永泰城址呢是2006年被咱们国务院公布为全国重点文物保护单位的。从随着咱们近年来的文物保护力度的加大，2012年以来呢，永泰城址共投入文物保护专项资金是4000万元。其中呢就是城墙墙线加固这一部分呢是2271万元。其他的就是选在咱们永泰小学。总共是286万元，还有就是古城的防洪工程，主要是对护城河的修缮，大沙河护堤的修缮，还有一个集水井的修缮，总共是540万元，大概就是这样，
Ms. Gao just indicates that in the year 2006, the Yongtai ancient city, as we all know, the Turtle City, has become cultural relics under national protection. And after the year 2012, it cost about 40 million RMB yuan to protect this ancient city, including the city wall protection and this primary school fixture and so on. 那像我们现在的这个就是整个年游客接待量能有多少？
近年来随着旅游的兴起，在这个地方的这个拍摄影视剧又不下10部，现在是游客的接待量也逐年加大。现在2018年的游客总接待量是1万多人次。我们下一步呢是要制定详细的旅游规划，将制作出来以后呢，将这个永泰古城以更新的面貌呈现在世人面前。
Miss Go just says, after these years, there are more and more TV casts and movie casts came to Yongtai Ancient City. They make TV plays. They made different kind of movies here. During these years, there are over 10 TV plays and movies were shot here. And in the year 2018, there are over 10,000 tourists came to this ancient city. And in the near future, Miss Go and his staff will do their best to protect this ancient city. And there will be more and more people protect this ancient city. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Cheng Nan with China's Xinhua News Agency. Now, Mr. Wang Chunyuan, he is the guardian of this ancient city. After a while, Mr. Wang will show us the beacon towers of the Great Wall about 400 years ago. Now, let's go. After 400 years, all the ancient buildings has been vanished in Turtle City, but all the beacon towers, of the Great Wall, they're still alive. And now, following our cameras, we will go to watch the beacon towers of the Great Wall. After 400 years, Mr. Wang Chunyuan and his staff, as guardians, they protect this ancient city, just like the 300 Spartans protect their Thermopylae. Wang Chunyuan and his staff, they love their hometown and they protect it. And nowadays, the 24 hours CCTVs has been trained on this area, and all the guardians, such as Wang Chunyuan, they can use their computer to watch over the whole ancient city. A few minutes later, we will arrive at the beacon tower. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Chengnan with China's Xinhua News Agency. And now Mr. Wang Chunyuan will take you guys to watch the beacon towers of the Great Wall. All the beacon towers were built in about 400 years ago in Ming Dynasty. And these kind of beacon towers from Beijing to this area as an important part of the Great Wall defense system. This ancient city has a life of about 400 years. And following our cameras, we can see the beacon towers, the moat, and the city wall. And this is a beacon tower of the Great Wall, and it is part of the Great Wall. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Chengnan with China's Xinhua News Agency. And now Mr. Wang Chunyuan will show us the beacon tower of the Great Wall. 那像咱们现在看到的这个就是咱们长城的烽火台。
烽火台啊，
对。
这
那像这个过去的话，它这个人是应该怎么上去发警报呢？
它是上面是那个梯子是软梯，就是绳子上面捆绑的那种梯子，软梯，不是你硬的这种。
然后人再这么爬上去才能就是
把这收上
发出警报。对。
Ms.
Wang just indicates that about 400 years ago, the military force will use the ladders, get up to the top of this beacon tower, and set a fire to make alarm. This kind of beacon tower of the Great Wall is very important for the military force against the Tatars here. 那像您做这个婚保员有多长时间了？
我是10年就开始做的，也是有8年了。
From the year 2010, Wang Chunyuan and the other 6 staffs, they become the guardian of this ancient city. And Wang Chunyuan is also the villager from this ancient city. 那像有种说法说是咱们村里的人，其实都是当年这个明朝驻军的后裔，这种说法准不准确？
基本上准确，因为是98%的人是那个年代留下来的，就是少数的就是解放前后来的。
对。Mr. Wang Chunyuan just indicates that all the villagers, their ancestors, is from the 400 years ago the military force. At that time, all the military force, they lived in this ancient city, and they took their wives and their other relatives in this ancient city. And after 400 years ago, such like Wang Chunyuan and his staff, they protect the turtle city, just like the 300 Spartans who protect their Thermopylae. They loved their hometown. And now this ancient city is also a cultural relics under the national protection. And nowadays, 24 hours CCTVs has specifically trained on this area. By using the computers, Wang Chunyuan and his staffs will watch over this city. They have the new technology to make this place better and better. Hello and welcome back to Amazing China. This is Cheng Nan with China's Xinhua News Agency. 400 years ago, the Ming military force that lived in the Turtle City to protect China, fight against the Tatars. 400 years later, their daughters and their sons, after generation by generation, all of them, they protect this ancient city now. And in the year 2006, this ancient city has become cultural relics under national protection. And last year, there are more than 10,000 tourists come to visit this Turtle City. After all these years, Wang Chunyuan, like the 300 Spartans who protect Thermopylae, they protect their hometown, they protect this ancient city. Now I'll wrap up our live show today. If you like our show, please share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Keep following Xinhua for more news and updates. See you next time.